Call the St. John special meeting agenda to order March, May 11th. Go ahead and start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Billy?
Mike Moffett,
Here.
Mary Therese Roberts,
Here.
Pat Conley,
Here.
Stephanie Kriesbaum,
Here.
and Eric Beliska. Sorry.
Next on the agenda, old business. Do we have any old business?
No old business.
No old business. Next on the agenda will be new business. Letter A, consider the lease agreement with the St. John Youth Baseball. Billy?
Thank you, Mr. President. This lease agreement comes before you this evening, was presented to the town for consideration by the St. John Youth Baseball. Legal reviewed the same and approved its use. The terms of this lease mirror the voided lease that St. John Youth Baseball operated under in that they will pay $1 for field usage, have full rights to the earnings on the concession stand. The town will continue to pay for water, NIPSCO, and dumpster fees. This is a short 10-month lease required to get the kids on the field. This matter was left over from the prior administration, and without an executed lease, the fields cannot be used due to mass liabilities placed on the town. To make you guys aware again, this agreement was provided to us by the St. John Youth Baseball on February 26th, and legal approved it for use. The town is proud to have put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the Heartland Baseball Complex. We recognize that St. John Youth Baseball has done a fantastic job of running their league, and we are proud to have them as a part of the community. We are looking forward to partnering with them moving on. It is our goal that the town and St. John Youth Baseball work together to agree upon a long-term lease for the years moving forward. And it's my recommendation that this lease is approved tonight to get the kids on the field for the season.
All right. Do we have any discussion amongst the board?
I'm good.
No, I read
We read everything.
I read through the whole thing.
We've all read through it. Pretty much what this came from, this all started about 8 or 9 months ago. They wanted to change the contract. I was totally against changing it. I've said it quite a few times. Why are we trying to change something that's broke? Unfortunately, the majority thought that leasing out the outside companies, whatever, like the Bulls or whatever, leasing the field to that, and then actually merging with them broke that contract. That was why the majority decided, let's dig into this contract. Once they got into the contract, they realized our original contract never was a contract. The address was on it wrong. It was like 19500 White Oak. The field numbers were off. It was never brought to a park board. It was through a town council. So unfortunately, that whole was null and void. So us this year coming on as a new board, we still had to address this. By addressing this, where it first started 8 months ago, they were going to be charging everybody for everything, for the lights, for the water, everything would be coming out of St. John Youth Baseball. What it's gotten to now, not everyone's going to be happy. I'm not happy. I can see both ways. But the way it is now, everything in-house is the same as it always has been. Right now it's $1 a year. It's the same as it was before. That's not changing. It's still going to be a year. For the travel baseball, obviously that will be charged as long as they are the Indiana Bulls. If it goes back to the Tomahawks, that would be considered an in-house St. John Youth Baseball League. By merging with an outside source, that obviously is not St. John or St. John Tomahawks. So it was under my understanding, if that were something that wanted to be done in the future, that's something we could look into, possibly bring that into where it would be the same as it always has. But as of right now, it's the St. John Youth Baseball renting out to the Indiana Bulls. And I believe as of right now, they would have first priority due to the scheduling that's already there.
We can get that into item C, but yes, their schedule that they have presented will be second to just the St. John Youth Organization.
So that's basically what it came down to. So everything pretty much stayed the same except for the lease part through the outside baseball. And that's where I know some people are upset about. Like I said, I see both sides. I wish we could do it for free, but I also see that it is an outside organization. I see the side as like the majority of these are St. John kids. We just changed the name, but we also did change it to an outside name. So that's, you got to see where I'm coming from. If you agree with me, awesome. If not, I get it. I totally get it. So that's where we're at right now. So basically, I'm looking for a motion on letter A.
I'll make a motion to consider lease agreement with St. John Youth Baseball.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor of the motion signify with an aye.
Aye.
Nay. Or if you're opposed with an A, and it's carried. Letter B. Consider,
Yes, so letter B, the town is pleased to say that we have come to a long-term agreement with St. John Girls Softball. Negotiations went well, and we worked pretty quick as a team. A special thanks to President Ryan Hallett, Vice President Ray Sales, and Oscar Martinez for their cooperation and timely work to finalize this lease. They will also be paying it $1 a year for a 25-year term for the use of the girls' softball fields. They will also have full rights to the concession stand, and the town will pay their water, NIPSCO, and dumpster fees. They are not allowing the use of fields to outside organizations because they desire to focus on their 365 registered girls. The lease has been reviewed by legal and approved for use, and it's my recommendation that we approve this lease tonight.
do we have any discussion on letter B?
No, self-explanatory.
Right, I'm looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to consider the lease agreement with St. John Girls Softball.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Go ahead, Pat.
No, go ahead.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. All in favor of this motion signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed with an A, and it's carried 5-0. Letter C. Billy?
So this is a consideration for the scheduled fees related to the parks. Because the Bulls were an outside organization and have created practice and game tournament schedules on the town's fields, it became necessary to create a fee schedule to allow them and other outside organizations to rent our fields. The fee schedule is as follows. $125 for a 2-hour time block, or $450 for a full day rental at Heartland, $70 for a 2-hour time block, or $250 for a full day at Civic, $60 for a 2-hour time block, or $200 for a full day at Larimer. The girls have opted out not to allow outside organizations to use their fields, so that's why they're not on there. We have also had 3 soccer leagues interested in renting the fields at the Gates Park. Those fees will be $50 for a 2-hour time block and $175 for a full day. The town is requiring a certificate of insurance at a minimum of $1 million for outside organizations, and renters are responsible for any loss, damage, or stolen property up to and including legal action initiated by the town. The rental agreement is consistent with other municipalities. The Parks Department will be manning the schedule. St. John Youth Organization gets the first priority, and the Parks Department will block out those dates. Second priority will be to the Indiana Bulls, who've already made their schedule, and the Parks Department will also block out their dates and times. Other organizations who meet the town's requirements will have an opportunity to book. Revenue will be collected in specific revenue accounts per field. Funds collected at Civic will go back to the Civic complex. Funds collected at Heartland will go back to the Heartland complex. Funds collected at Larimer will go back to Larimer. And the fees collected for field rentals at the Gates will go back to the Gates complex. It's my recommendation that this fee schedule be given a favorable recommendation for the town council tonight.
All right, I'm looking for a motion on letter C.
I'll motion to consider the related to the Park Pavilion and certain sports field rental fees to be passed today.
I'll second that.
We have a motion on the floor and a second. All in favor of this motion signify with an aye.
Aye.
Opposed with an A, and it's carried. Anything else?
No, I don't have anything else.
Anybody else have anything else? Anything else? Looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We got a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor of